stole my life from me.
Why would I want to steal the life of somebody who eats pieces of shit for breakfast?
Well, you can't do a review of Happy Gilmore 2 without wearing a Boston Bruins jersey. Hey guys, this is Justin the Bostonian, and I am going to be reviewing Happy Gilmore 2. This is the newest the newest Adam Sandler movie to be released on Netflix. And before I give out my real thoughts about the film, I'm gonna very, very quickly talk about about my opinions on the first one was. The first Happy Gilmore movie, of course, it's a comedy classic. I don't think it's necessarily perfect, but I do see the appeal about people's reactions. Everyone considered it as one of the funniest films for Adam Sandler, and I agree. My personal favorite Adam Sandler movie of all time, I personally picked Big Daddy, and there's a really good reason why. But that's another story. So now we have the sequel to the original Happy Gilmore film. And I'm really not going to lie here. I thought this movie was really great, but I don't think it's quite as good as the first one. But I give the film credit that it was very, very close to being as good. Alright, so okay, so the movie is about Happy Gilmore, played again by Adam Sandler, or he and Virginia Bennett, played again by Julie Bowen, and have 4 boys and a daughter. And of course, Happy Gilmore is still a golf legend. And then years go by. He's retired. He's a bit of a bitter drunk, like Andy Valiant and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. A little bit of a comparison. Which I will get to that in a second. So while he's basically a bit of a drunk and he's working at a Stop and Shop or something, his life is like being ruined over the years. So he's working at Stop and Shop, and there's this guy that works for a place called Maxi, and he's trying to have him join a more modern version of golf, and he believes that this guy believes that golf is just an old, boring, old-fashioned sport. And Happy Gilmore doesn't approve of that. And of course, Happy Gilmore does the typical angry stuff, like he punches some people every once in a while. But the real focus of the film is about Happy Gilmore practicing golf and then trying to earn money to pay for his daughter Vienna Gilmore, played by Adam Sandler's real life daughter, or Sunny Sandler, and she has an instructor played by Jackie Sandler, Adam Sandler's wife. And of course, from Adam Sandler comedies very quickly, he does bring in some people around everyone, like some of his family members every once in a while. What do you call? So, but that's going on. Shooter McGavin, played again by Christopher McDonald, is in a mental institution because he's been committed after what he did in the first film. What do you call it? He gets released from prison, from the mental institution by the guy from earlier, who was basically the villain on here, and there's these other players that are part of the villain's team, like Billy Jenkins, played by Haley Joel Osment, I see dead people. But also he was the voice of Sora from the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and Mowgli in Jungle Book 2, and Chip from Beauty and the Beast: The Enchanted Christmas. He's kind of a side villain of the picture. And basically, one of the things about the film, very quickly, is that the players that are in this movie that challenged Happy Gilmore later on in the film have this thing which something about them just allows them to hit their golf balls harder and makes the golf balls go farther than something like Happy Gilmore would do. Oh, and the way they explained it here, I will not spoil it here because this is going to be a very big, a spoiler-free video. Although, so, very quickly, right now, I just want to get this review out of the way very quickly. I don't think the comedy in this film is not quite as good as the first, but but I will say there is a good amount that made me laugh hard in this film. And there are a lot of other good chuckles and giggles as well. So I'd say this film is pretty hilarious. But I think the first film was really more hilarious, like an even more butt-guster. And the story in general, I will give credit that they do at least continue the story. It's not like a rehash of the first film. I also really like on some of the new characters that we come across. The new villain of the film, I also want to give credit the actor who does play him does do a good job, and he got a few chuckles, but the character just feels like a one-note old villain that we've seen a million times. But I did like the actor who did play as him. I also love, of course, credit where credit is due. The best thing about the film is Adam Sandler as Happy Gilmore. It's like the character has never left the building. It's like he still has that charm. And I also love how he's like a father to the kids, and whatnot. I also love how the kids don't like hate on him. They don't go with that forced cliche where the kids just forcefully hate him or something. They do care about him, about what was going on with him. Was something and the reason why I say this is because I really cannot spoil what happens in the opening of the film because I'm afraid to ruin anything on anybody. But something really happened with a certain character, and it left me speechless, though. And luckily enough, the film really does get better. The first third of the film starts off a little bit slow, but then the second act comes in, almost near the second act, it does pick up a lot more, and then picks up more and more and more, and especially at the last third of the film, where the big showdown is one of the things I did like better than the first film. I love that. It kind of goes with the Cars 3 story a bit, and what do you call it? And it also kind of goes Space Jam: A New Legacy, but it's not that it's ripping it off or anything. It does try to do its own thing, which I do want to give credit for that. And the big showdown is so much fun to watch. And it does deliver even more big laughs or something. I also love the new characters that we see, like Chuck Peterson's son Slim. He got some good laughs. I freaking love the dude who played what's his name? Oscar, played by Bad Bunny. And this movie is like filled with cameos. Eminem is in the movie, but I don't want to say what he does in this movie, but there's a scene in the movie that I busted a guy. I thought was the funniest thing in the movie. There's this tall dude. I forgot what the dude's called. But he is the son of the dude who had the nail on his head, and I thought that it was really cool, or something. What do you call it? I also love seeing some of the other Adam Sandler casts in this movie as well. I don't want to spoil that, but there's a lot of really fun. But some of them get some really good laughs. Ben Stiller's in the movie as Hal again, and there's a really funny scene at the end with him, and of course don't want to spoil it, but he did get some good laughs too. He's not in the movie for that long. And of course I am a big Ben Stiller fan. So yeah, there's a lot of things I really enjoy about the film, but there's really one major thing that does surprisingly kind of keep it away from being as good as the original. And that is, they play clips of the original movie. Yeah, because let me just tell you right now, this is the memberries of comedies. So, like, do you know the memberries from South Park being like, hey, remember that scene? Hey, remember that scene? This scene, that one? This goes almost constantly, and it kind of feels a bit distracting. Once in a while, it does make sense to put something like that there in a certain scene, but sometimes it just feels a bit distracting. Like, I know, but luckily enough, it does. I mean, it's only for like a few seconds, once though. But I just feel like this is just a little too much. Which does that make the film? Does it ruin anything for me? No. I still think it's cool that they did add it in, but it's trying to mix in. It's trying to be like a mix of nostalgia and a newer story, which I do like. Like, but I just feel like if they did something with with those clips, like just like do less of that, it wouldn't have been even better. Or it probably would have made it as good. The other thing is that some of the jokes, well, not a lot of them, just like a few a few jokes that didn't really work for me personally. But they're not bad. They just don't get a laugh. It's not painful by any means, because I can say that the majority of the comedy and humor does work. Like, I just think the first film's comedy was just a little better. But with all that said, I really think Happy Gilmore 2 is a very worthy sequel of the first one. I don't love it quite as much as the first, but it was very close. So yeah, despite a couple problems with the film, I really do highly recommend it. Very quickly, this is basically a video to Adam Sandler, since I'm wearing. I meant to during the video, I actually meant to put on my autism cross necklace. But I also want to show if Sandler's watching this, since you're a big time Bruins fan, I'm a big time Bruins fan too. But my father is a big time Bruins fan as well. But he's also an all Boston or New England fan of sports. Like, this is one of his jerseys, his Patriots jerseys. And this is a few of his actually, one of them was like legit. I think this one is legitimately mine or something. Well, actually, I don't know. But this is some of the jerseys that I have. And the Seguin. Do I have another Seguin? Yeah, I have two of those Seguins jerseys. And this one doesn't have a name. It's just a regular Bruins jersey. But it is still really cool. And I have a blanket right here, and this was originally supposed to be my father, or it was for Father's Day. But a year ago, a couple of days ago, it was the 1 year time of my father's passing. So I leave it on here, and I clean it and I do try to clean it every once in a while. But my father recently passed away, last year, or so. I leave it there in honor of him. And one of these jerseys, I think it was one of these jerseys here or something that I wore to Rhode Island Comic Con and whatnot. But speaking of Comic Cons and whatnot, but very quickly, if you like what you see here, what did you think of the movie? Comment below. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want, and don't forget to follow me on TikTok. And I'm Justin the Bostonian. And this Red Sox jersey right here, I got a little bit of an announcement to make. And I will see you there. Take care.